Batman a mysterious and adventurous figure, fighting for righteousness and apprehending the wrongdoer in his lone battle against the evil forces of society. His identity remains unknown. The home of Commissioner Gordon, who at the moment is entertaining his young socialite friend, Bruce Wayne.
Well, Commissioner, anything exciting happening these days?
No, but this S-fellow, they call the Batman, puzzles me. Hello, it's that. Labbit, the chemical king, stabbed to death, his son's fingerprint on the knife. I will be right over. Talk about something exciting. Old Lambert has been murdered at his mansion. I am going there now, like to come along.
Well, nothing else to do, might as well.
The Commissioner and Bruce Wayne speak toward the Lambert residence.
Hello, Sergeant. Everything under control.
Yes, sir. We have got you, Lambert, in the back room.
And after a thorough examination of the scene of the crime, the room becomes busy with the usual police routine.
Well, I am finished in here. Let me talk to young Lambert. Come yourself, my boy, and tell me all about it.
Well, sir, tonight I came home early, and as I was passing the library, I heard a groan. I rushed in, and there was my father lying on the floor with a knife sticking up from his back. And as I rushed in, I got the impression of something leaping out of the window. I also noticed that Father's safe was open. I pulled the knife out of my father's body and turned him towards me just in time to hear him, "Contract, contract, contract." And there he lies. That's how my prints ended up on the blade. That's the whole story, officer.
And did your dad have any enemies or people who had an interest in his business activities?
Not that I know of, except his 3 former business partners. Let's see, they were Stephen Crane, Paul Rogers, and Alfred Stryker.
Commissioner, there's a man named Steve Crane who wants to speak to old Lambert. When I told him that Lambert was murdered, he got very excited and wanted to speak to you.
This is Commissioner Gordon. What's the trouble?
Yesterday, Mr. Lambert called and told me he received an anonymous threat on his life. Today I received the same. That's why I called up. Duke, and I'm afraid I will be next. What shall I do?
Wait and do not leave anybody any. We will be over as soon as we can. What's that, Bruce?
I will leave you here to finish your work. I am going home.
Meanwhile, Stephen Crane sits in his library with a feeling of impending danger when suddenly...
Ah!
There's a sickening shot. Crime slumps in his chair. Dead, the murderer rushes to the safe and secures a paper.
Did you get the paper? Yeah.
As the two men leer over their conquest, they do not notice a third menacing figure behind them. It is the Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman lashes out with a terrific right. He grabs his second adversary in a deadly headlock, and with a mighty heave, sends the burly criminal flying through space. The Batman swiftly picks up the paper that the murderer stole from Stephen Crane as safe. Meanwhile, the Commissioner draws up in his car.
It's the Batman. Get in.
The Crane has been murdered, sir. It's over.
That's 2 dead partners out of the 4 that have received threatening notes. The other 2 must have received them too. Let's go to Rogers next.
The Batman reads the paper he snatched from the killers, and a grim smile comes to his lips. He speeds his car forward to an unknown destination. Meanwhile, Rogers, who has learned of Lambert's death by news broadcast, has already gone to the neighboring laboratory of his erstwhile partner, Alfred Stryker.
Hello, Jennings. I must see Mr. Stryker quickly.
Don't you come in.
Jennings, Stricker's assistant, carries Rogers to the basement of the laboratory.
One more out of the way soon. I will control everything. This is the gas chamber I used to kill guinea pig to experiment with, but now you are my guinea pig. When this glass lid covers you entirely, gas will come through, set and kill you.
You fiend!
Jennings pulls a brake which starts the glass down over Rogers and certain doom.
I am going down now to turn the gas on. Sleep well, hee.
At that moment, the Batman leaps through an open transom. The Batman seizes a wrench from the table and leaps for the gas camera. The Batman quickly plugs the gas, but with a handkerchief, as the gas chamber descends entirely over them. He then unties Rogers, and with a powerful swing, Jennings returns and is startled by the Batman. He reaches for his gun. The Batman greets Jennings with a flying tackle. Meanwhile, Alfred Stryker has heard the crash of the gas chamber as he enters the laboratory.
Rogers, what happened?
Your assistant, Jennings, tried to kill me.
However, Stryker has not noticed the Batman, who has secluded himself in the shadows.
So he didn't get you after all. Well, I will finish you and then throw your body in the acid tank below.
You!
Oh, my hand on it.
What's the idea? Why did he try to kill me?
This rat was behind the murders. You see, I learned that you, Lambert, Crane, and Stryker, were once partners in the Apex Chemical Corporation. Stryker, who wished to be sole owner, but having no ready cash, made secret contracts with you to pay a certain sum of money each year until he owned the business. He figured by killing you and stealing the contracts, he wouldn't have to pay this money.
A very clever scheme. And being the contracts were a strict secret between the four of us. Our heirs of the outside world wouldn't know a thing about them ... But how did you know all this?
I secured this contract from one of his hired killers.
Suddenly, Stryker, with the strength of a madman, tears himself free from the grasp of the Batman.
Sure, I did it. But you won't send me to the chair for it, I will.
He is falling right into the acid tank.
A fitting ending for his kind.
I ever thank you ... Why? Gone.
The next day, young Bruce Wayne is again a visitor at the Commissioner house, who has just finished telling Bruce the latest exploits of the Batman.
And then Rogers said the Batman went through the skylight.
A very lovely fairy tale commissioner indeed.
Bruce Wayne has gone.
Bruce Wayne is a nice young chap, but he certainly must lead a boring life, seems disinterested in everything.
Bruce Wayne returns home to his room. A little later, his door slowly opens and reveals its occupant. As the Commissioner could see his young friend now, he would be amazed to learn that he is the Batman.